Good morning. Just let me have a sip of my coffee. Oh my God, I'm going to have a sleep after this. I'm sitting surrounded by the most beautiful lights, my LED lights. So, anyway, I woke up um, somewhere around 2 o'clock ish, somewhere around there. But I passed out really early. And as you see from my post yesterday, I made chocolate digestives and Afghans for my boys. I've just tried one of the chocolate digestives and it tastes exactly like a chocolate digestive. The biscuit itself is sugarless, but I used real chocolate on top uh, because sugarless chocolate, the way that I make it, is quite expensive to make. And I thought one's not going to hurt, but I can't have more than one because obviously, if I have sugar, it not only goes straight to my joints, but I end up exceedingly itchy and I hate it. So I was a bit naughty, but I thought, well, I have to try it. I have to try it because I don't want to send them to my son and get yelled at. And it's the most beautiful biscuit, I think. Oh my God, it tastes exactly like a chocolate digestive. So I will be happy to be selling those biscuits. I'm working on a naughty and nice range, as you know, the healthy versions and the stuff with sugar. And but I want to do a gourmet biscuit range or cookies if you're not Australasian, and a dunkable range where you can sit and eat these biscuits or cookies with a cup of tea or a nice coffee. So those chocolate digestives will do just that. I've got a range of gourmet Afghans, which I'm really proud of. I've got a whole pile of dunkable biscuits in my range, but I didn't have the digestive, but now I do. However, after I finished baking, going over that recipe as many times as what I did, doing a double batch, I've got the plain unchocolate version. I put a couple aside for me to have with a cup of tea that aren't dipped in chocolate because obviously I have a sugar free diet. It's how I lost all my weight, but you still want to be able to have sweet treats um, when the mood strikes. But obviously, if sugar is what makes you fat. It's not fat and it's not carbs, it's sugar. And as someone who's lost over, 18 stone, um, I know what I'm talking about. So my supernatural food range, as you know, is my version of Weight Watchers, my version of Jenny Craig food, Weight Watchers food. But you can still have whatever you want just without sugar. So my naughty range is stuff that has sugar in it that kind of really can't be helped. Um, like chocolate chip cookies. I can do sugarless chocolate chips. It's just making sugarless chocolate is very expensive, and I've only just figured out how to do sugarless frosting or icing, as we call it. But I need to muck about with the recipe first before I put it on anything. But I'm pretty sure I've figured out how to make sugarless frosting, but only chocolate and possibly caramel. I'm not sure yet. I it only just came to me as a eureka moment yesterday. But today, if you see from the thumbnail, the reason why I woke up is because after I made the recipes and I showed my boys and I showed my sister and they were all like, ooh, ah, wow, like yummy, yummy sort of thing. I thought I could do better with this recipe. I could tweak this recipe. I could do more with it. And I woke up just after 2 and I thought, I wonder if I've got enough ingredients or whether I'd have to wait for the store to open for me to have a go at making what I've got mulling over in my head. And I did. So I've been up since like after 2 o'clock in the morning. I've only just taken the last batch out now. So on the left of the thumbnail, which I'll put up on the post, they're like because I've just tried a couple, totally sugarless, but they taste like a spicy ginger nut. Because I've done research into dunkable biscuits, and in order for a cookie to withstand being dunked in a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or in milk, it has to have a certain um, constitution. It needs to be able to withstand the dunking. You're supposed to be able to dunk a cookie at least 2 times before you have to worry about it snapping off and falling into the bottom of your cup. I've nailed it. Like I don't like yeah, but it's got the consistency of like a ginger nut. It's really light and crispy, but when you bite into it, it's yeah like a well not as hard as a ginger nut, but it's like a ginger nut. If you know what a ginger nut is, um, my only criticism, the sweetness is perfect as was with everything, I think I could have added a little bit more spice. Um, it's buttery. It's it leaves a beautiful. One of the things I love about putting spice in cookies and that as well is I love the color that it turns the cookie. So I was even thinking I might even do a version. It's basically what I'm trying to say is it's like a spicy version of a digestive biscuit that's a variant between a digestive biscuit and a ginger nut. I'm I absolutely love it. I just think I could have added just a little bit more spice, but it's one of those things where um, the second cookie you start to get the flavour. The third cookie, because I always do samplers, the third cookie you're getting from the cookie what you want from the cookie, but I want to be able to have that in the first bite of the first cookie. So when I make them again, I need to tweak the spices. However, I think a lot of people who don't like overpowering cookies, who want to be able to have something to dunk in a cup of tea without having to worry about putting on weight, um, will love these cookies as they are. I just I love spicy, I love like nutmeg and cinnamon and ginger and allspice and um, cloves and that. I just think that they bring food to life when you're baking, and I don't get to bake with spices very often. So, yeah, so I'm over the moon with those ones. So that's a range. And then the picture in the middle is a herbed oat cake. And as I was saying yesterday, I want to be able to do my own version of like crackers and piccalillis and chutneys and all of that for picnics, and to have with nice cheeses after a meal, taking on picnics, and sitting in the park because I'm going to sell gift basket, food baskets, food hampers. You'll be able to order food hampers and come and pick the food hampers up and sit outside and listen to the kids performing their stuff on stage, and you can sit and have a picnic. And I wanted like some nice sturdy oat cakes that you can put butter on, and have just with butter, or to dip in a nice piccalilli or chutney or relish, which I am going to have I'm going to like make my own range of. In the next few days, I'm going to be having a go at making my own tomato ketchup, or tomato sauce as we call it in New Zealand. I'm just waiting for the containers to arrive. But I want to do my own range of like piccalillis and relishes and chutneys and sauces and condiments and food accoutrement for having picnics and after dinner parties. And in my family, my boys and I were raised, well, my boys were raised on when we're watching movies and stuff, I do like a cheese board where I'll have various cheeses and various crackers and various dips and all that sort of thing. But I want to have a go at making my own. I don't want to buy store bought stuff. I want to do my own. So when I've got, because I don't have the pots that I need, I don't have the containers that I need to do my own relishes and chutneys and piccalillis now. But when I get to Alaska, I will. But with the oatcakes in the middle, they're oatcakes, so you can butter them, and the herb and the I've just tried one that broke off on the end. It's absolutely beautiful. I can't wait. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get a couple of really nice cheeses and a nice relish or something to have a go at having one and try it. And then the ones on the right, they're called, they're the same as the oat cakes, um, but they're palm spread. So with the ones in the middle, I used a cookie cutter for the perfectly rounded shape, but the ones on the far end, they're they're palm shaped. So I rolled them out into a ball, and then I used my palm. I've got a couple of recipes where where you use your palm to flat to spread them out, so they're thinner than the oat cake, and they're lighter than the oat cake, but they're more for like picking up and dipping in the relish, as opposed to getting a knife and putting it on the oat cake and then putting the cheese on top. This is more like a dipping version, but it's olive oil and herb. And I've just tried them, and oh my god, I can't wait to um, have it with the relish, and I'll get like a nice cheese. I don't know what kind of cheese yet. Maybe like it needs to be like a nice strong cheese. I'm thinking like well, I mean a cheese and herb. Chives cheese might be nice. Even a smoked cheese, I think, would be beautiful. My boy would probably have it with a blue, or but yeah, I personally think like from the flavor is absolutely perfect. So that's my first go at making oatcakes and crackers. And I want to do like a whole pile of different version of crackers, and then we can sell them in our grocery store, in our wee store, and in our gift baskets, and sell them online. And yeah, so that's my first attempt at making oatcakes and crackers. And just all because I took the digestive biscuit from yesterday, the recipe from the digestive biscuit yesterday, and tweaked them. I had two bowls, and one bowl was for the oat spice cookie, spicy oats digestive, and the other one, other bowl was for the herb and olive oil crackers. Exceptionally healthy. Um, I can't wait to try them with a nice cheese and relish. You could have them with just butter, but the palm spread ones, you can pick them up and dip them in dips. And yeah, so there's my first attempt. Um, Whether I tweak the recipe from here, I think I'll definitely give the spicy oat digestive another go, because I want the spices to be a little bit more powerful. But as it is now, I wouldn't complain dunking those in a cup of tea, because I've been dunking them in my coffee, because I took a couple to try. So yeah, so I'm just, there you go, another thing to add to the Supernatural Foods range. And today I'm going to have a go at perfecting my vidi bob. I made lemon and ginger vidi bob the other day, and today I'm going to perfect my lemon and lime vidi bob, and orange vidi bob, fizzy pop. And it's one of those things that it's carbonated and sparkling when you drink it, but when you leave it to sit for a bit and all the flavors infuse, it's even nicer and exceptionally healthy and sugarless because we won't be selling Coke and Sprite and Fanta and any of that stuff. We'll be selling Viddy Bob, healthy elixirs that heal you when you drink it. And I've got a whole range of flavours to try. In New Zealand, we have Schweppes Sparkling Duet. I'm kind of what I'm doing today is going to be my version of a sparkling duet. Um, I just need names for them. So, yeah, so there we go. Oh, I'm knackered now and I've still got sausage rolls to make and a casserole or a stew to do. So, I'm making the sausage rolls that I made a couple of weeks ago that, in my opinion, are the best flavour that I've ever made. Um, I totally tweaked my usual recipe. I do three different kinds already, but like original, and I do cheese and I do cheese and onion. But the ones I did the other day, a couple of weeks ago, oh my God, I can't stop thinking about them, the flavour of those sausage rolls. So I'm making some up for my boys to try and see what they say because they're definitely going in our bakery. So, and then you saw my chicken chow mein. We call it a chicken chow mein. It's my mum's recipe, but it's not like an actual chicken chow mein, but it's what we call it. I'll probably just call it chicken noodle broth, and you can have it with either rice noodles or rice. And we'll serve them in cups and bowls, like takeaway bowls, or you can sit and eat them at the bakery, at the Mama Bear's Kitchen Cafe and Bakery, or at our food van. But it's basically it's food on the go. You can, like a pot noodle or a cup of soup, like that. But where you'll get big fat slices of bread so that you can sop up the broth. Yeah, so great for truck drivers, anyone who works for like emergency services and that, where they need something quick but healthy and filling. They can come in and grab a pot of the chicken noodle broth or the chicken rice broth, whatever we're going to call it. It's my mum's recipe. It's one of the things I used to do for my boys, where when I cooked it, um, the pot would be empty, like within an hour of me serving it up, because they'd go back for seconds, full of vitamins, full of minerals, full of vegetables. And yeah, you'll be able to either come in and sit down and have a bowl of it with a couple of big fat slices of bread with butter, or take it away in like a pot noodle sort of thing, where you can sit and eat it in your car, eat it on the go, park up, sit and walk around the foundation, sit on a bench in the garden and eat it, and then chuck your fork in the recycle bin, and sop it with bread. I had I made it for my dinner the other day, but I had some leftover that I heated up for my lunch yesterday, just enough for one bowl, with a couple of slices of big fat slices of sourdough bread. Oh my God. Oh, it was yummy, and I can't wait to. I love feeding people. I love I love feeding hungry tummies. I love men with big appetites who come in and get fed full and then have to roll themselves out the door. I always say that if people leave my house hungry, I've failed as a woman. I've failed as a mum. Nobody leaves my house hungry. So so yeah, I'm planning on cashing in on that. So I'm working on my range. So when I do my sausage rolls, I'll show you the sausage rolls again. And when I do my son's stew, I'll show you, because I'm tweaking that recipe to sell the stews as well, because it'll be part of along with my soups, my stews and casseroles and all that will be part of our autumn winter menu. Hearty stews and hearty meals and, hearty pastries and all that sort of thing. So Yeah, so that's what I'm doing at the moment. So anyway, I'm going to go. I'm just letting you know what I've been doing, um, and I'll speak to you later. Ka kite. Mwah.